oh look, another video where I get to expose the fake outrage and BS of the claims of a female replacing a male character. It's almost like it's a pattern, like it's predictable at this point. No, Natalie Portman will not be replacing Chris Hemsworth as Thor. You want to know how I know? Because all the people making the YouTube videos and all the articles claiming that Natalie Portman is going to replace Thor actually have to purposely ignore information that establishes she's not going to be the new Thor, just so that they can make their video and articles with their fake outrage and BS claims that she's going to replace Thor. And oh my God, we're going to miss Chris Hemsworth. Oh, the MCU. Here's some of the information that the fake outrage had to have just to have their fake outrage. And it's literally a word, not even a word, a letter. This is from the director, and this is on August 25th, okay? So this isn't after all the outrage happened. This was before all the outrage happened. Natalie Portman will be playing a Thor. Thor Love and Thunder is a Chris Hemsworth Thor vehicle. Natalie Portman will be playing a secondary role in Thor Love and Thunder. They had to purposely ignore that information just so that they could have their fake outrage. How am I supposed to buy your bullshit when you have to purposely ignore information that nullifies and invalidates your fake outrage? But hey, you got to get those clicks somehow, right? And actually reporting information as it actually is doesn't get those clicks. Here's some more information that the fake outrage had to purposely ignore just so that they could have their fake outrage. And the irony of it is hilarious. Natalie Portman is holding Mjolnir. And you're going, what's the big deal? Well, according to the MCU, Mjolnir doesn't exist in the present time, which to me doesn't really make sense, because at the end of Thor Ragnarok, after the end credit scenes, there's a 15-second scene where you see Mjolnir traveling through space, but apparently that didn't happen, kind of like how Adam Warlock didn't have a cameo at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Just get me on that. But according to the MCU lore, okay, Mjolnir doesn't exist in present time. Well, if Mjolnir doesn't exist in present time, then that means if she's holding Mjolnir, it's not going to be during the present time. So if she's not going to be Thor during the present time, how in the name of God is she going to replace Thor, you goddamn morons? I mean, seriously, it's like, and here's the best part. They were actually making, there was actually videos of people making fun of how Natalie Portman couldn't even hold up Mjolnir. They actually acknowledge that she's holding Mjolnir, but the fact that Mjolnir doesn't exist in present time went over their head. Either it went over their head, or they purposely had to ignore the fact that Mjolnir doesn't exist in present time. Meaning, at best, this has to happen sometime before Thor Ragnarok or before Hela, somehow, in the name of God, I don't know how, destroys Mjolnir. Kind of like, excuse me. Kind of like how the Black Widow movie is taking place during Civil War, and it's going to be a side story. Maybe that's what they're doing with Thor Love and Thunder, or at the very least, what Natalie Portman's story is going to be. She's probably going to have a separate little story, secondary from the main plot of whatever the story is. Again, I don't know. It's a suggestion. But that makes more sense and actually has more information backing up that claim than going, oh yeah, she's going to replace Thor now because, you know what, we have no goddamn clue what we're talking about. Here's another aspect that they had to purposely ignore to have their fake outrage. Anybody hear stories about, Chris Hemsworth leaving the MCU? No. He's scheduled for 2 more films. Anybody hear any rumors of him leaving the MCU? No. So you have to purposely ignore the fact that Chris Hemsworth isn't leaving the MCU, is still going to play Thor, but Natalie Portman is somehow going to replace him. How is that supposed to work? Anybody? Oh, God, no, don't think about that. That gets in the way of the fake outrage. Now, there was a time where Chris Hemsworth was going to leave or had the possibility of leaving, and that was when he was making MIB International. It was a safety net, I guess. Unfortunately, MIB International didn't become the success and gateway for Chris Hemsworth to be able to leave the MCU. So guess what? He's going to stay with the MCU because he wants a paycheck, morons. No, we're going to ignore the fact that Chris Hemsworth's only future project other than the MCU is a documentary where he plays Hulk Hogan. That's it. That's the only thing Chris Hemsworth, other than the MCU movies, he has in the works. But he's going to leave the MCU for that. Do you guys actually even give a shit about information, or do you just pull stuff out of your ass? What else? Oh yeah. The fact that they want a female Thor set up for the Disney Plus TV shows. Except the Disney Plus TV shows are based on the MCU movies, not on the comics, not on the TV shows. It's its own separate property. Well, they need to somehow get a female Thor so that they can have her in the TV shows. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Have a female Thor on screen so that it appeases, for some god-awful reason, the Twitter brigade, which I have no idea why they have to give a rat's ass about, but what do I know about Hollywood? And at the same time, establish a female Thor so that they can now establish her in the Disney Plus TV shows. That's it. Sorry, that's it. That's the only reason they want a female Thor. To appease the Twitter brigade and to be able to establish that they can now have female Thor on their Disney Plus TV shows, which they give a rat's ass about, but what do I know? That's it. Does anybody think about this? Does anybody talk about this or cover it? Well, of course not. Because then that would nullify and invalidate your fake outrage over Natalie Portman not ever being the new Thor. Not ever replacing Chris Hemsworth as Thor. One last thing. They spent after almost 10 years, they finally have a bankable Thor. They finally have a Thor that they know people will watch, go to the movie theater and watch. The fact that it happens to be fat, goofy Thor is beyond me, but we're talking about brain dead Marvel zombie fanboy, so who am I to explain how they work? They finally have a bankable Thor that they know is going to get butts in the seats. Nah, screw it. Let's get rid of him and start all over again with the new character that nobody even liked Jane Foster's character. Nah, we're going to start all fresh with her and hope for the best. They're going to get rid of their only main character that's bankable. Okay? Iron Man's gone. Captain America's gone. Spider-Man's gone. God, did they try with Captain Marvel and that didn't work. Who do they got left as their big name from the Avengers? Thor. They're going to toss him out so that they can have a female Thor that has no recognition, no basis behind it. They already tried to ram Captain Marvel down our throats, and that failed miserably. Nobody gives a rat's ass. Nobody's gonna give a rat's ass as Jane Foster being the new Thor. They finally have a bankable Thor with Chris Hemsworth. They're not gonna give that up. There's no reason to. Will you guys please quit with the fake outrage? Just so that you can get your little clicks for your YouTube videos? Okay? The bullshit is annoying. The fake outrage is annoying. Anyway, rant's done. Hopefully, I've established that all the fake outrage over Natalie Portman replacing Chris Hemsworth is exactly that. Fake outrage just to get clicks. Gee, it's almost like the outrage brigade trying to make fake videos so that they can get clicks. I thought only SJWs did that. Apparently, other people are expanding into that territory as well. Yeah, I'm calling them out. Surprise. What do you think I've been doing for the past 10 minutes? Gotta explain things to you people, don't I? Anyway, that's it for me until I call out the next goddamn thing I have to call out, which is SJWs gonna destroy the comic book industry. God, you guys are morons. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm out of here. See ya.